Sometimes. Good morning, everybody. It's Positive Tuesday today, May 28th, 2024. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm DrydenWire founder Ben Dryden, and you are watching The Big Show, Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. Give them a call today, see what they can do for you. The number's right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I just feel like I just saw you.
You did Saturday.
Yeah. And we will talk about that. You actually didn't have any press releases, and we didn't have a story specifically about Barron County this week.
Yeah, I'm working on some, but I'm trying to figure it out.
So we'll talk about the pig roast that I just saw you at and on Saturday. And then when you were there, you said, yeah, it's been a busy weekend. So even though you haven't put out anything yet, apparently you're going to, and we can talk about, I guess, some of those things. I don't know what those are yet. Good morning, Dirk Miller. Hopefully he's going to have a good weather forecast for us because it's a little overcast and rainy today. Mike Schaefer, you missed him. He was at the pig roast. You guys missed each other by about a half an hour.
Oh,
yeah.
I knew I should have waited.
Yeah. Well, as always, though, we do like to start with some...
I got a new app on my phone, so hang on a second. So
what does it do?
It's the radio live. So we're working on technology, and so basically, I got to turn it way down. Hang on. So basically, if our portables don't work, we can use our phones now to talk directly to dispatch.
What? Can I download that app? Is a media out? No.
No. It's pretty high tech. To be honest, Washburn already has it.
Really?
So yeah, when they built their new system, that's where we got one of the ideas, and we're putting that new system in. We now have the ability, so our patrol people, they don't even know. I just got it this morning. It's push to talk, it's listen. So if I don't have my portable with me, I can turn it on my phone and I can listen to it. So I had it on, it plays all the time, so I had to turn it down. But it's going to be it's a safety feature. It's bonus. It's coverage if I don't have my portables dead or something like that, or the rain. It's really going to be a good safety feature for our deputies. So it's really a neat feature, and it's got some other capabilities. We can set up a tactical channel through there and not be over the radio. It's some pretty neat features on it. That
high tech down in Barron County, I tell you.
High tech, yes, right. We're getting there.
I love it. I thought about you and Mike Schaefer because I always think about the two of you. I was watching Sports Center this morning. Yeah, so we always start with sports, just kind of we wait for people to kind of sign in and say hi and say good morning. And by the way, good morning, Steve and Sharon and Jody. Sports Center this morning, they had some highlights of hockey. And have you noticed that as soon as the hockey highlights start, there is like a heavy metal guitar playing in the background? Have you noticed that? You should. Next time you see a hockey highlight, listen to what the background music is. And it would just find that interesting.
That's right.
They don't have that for anything else but hockey. Apparently, hockey people like heavy metal or hard rock.
I don't, but that's fine.
That's fine.
Maybe Mike Schaefer should comment on the Timberwolves, because last time he commented on the Timberwolves, they went and won Game 7.
That's right. Yeah, so we'll start right there for our sports questions. Celtics are in, which, by the way, that's weird. Really, I'm not kidding. So they're 48-minute long games. But if it was only 46 minutes long for each game, the Indiana Pacers would be up 3-1 right now.
So would the Timberwolves.
It's ridiculous. So the Celtics did win, and they're in, which, whatever. Yeah. And Dallas Mavericks are leading the Timberwolves 3-0. What are your thoughts? Do the Timberwolves have a chance?
Well, they have a chance, but it's going to hurt. Not much to say. See, they can't finish. You're exactly right. Excuse me. But yeah, that's exactly right. The Timberwolves can't finish. I don't know where they're at, why they can't.
They are a young team.
Yeah, but man. So
young team. Jordan had to go through this with the Pistons and the Knicks, and I'm just saying Anthony Edwards is still young. It's still a relatively young team. And Anthony Edwards is. He's been in the league, seems like forever, but he's only like 24 or something.
I know, but and they made it to the Western Conference Finals. I mean, that's pretty big. There's only 4 teams left in the NBA, and they're one of them, so that's good.
That's
So
true.
it'd be nice if it was take it to game 7, but that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if both of the Eastern and Western go for sweep, that's not good for basketball. It just
Well,
isn't.
I mean, they have the NBA Finals not starting until June something. I mean, are they going to give the team off a week, or are they going to start? That'd be the interesting part.
Yeah, I'm not super excited if it's Dallas and the Celtics. I mean, if it's on, I'll probably watch it, but I'm not gonna make sure that I'm around to watch it. It-
Right.
There's no real
I
great
mean, I hope
storylines there.
Dallas wins then because Boston's already won it. I hope Dallas wins just because they haven't. But
Yeah.
Kyrie's been pretty good, man. He's
Well, he doesn't have any off-field distractions.
right.
Uh, yeah.
Shows you what if you're happy in your job, you can do great things.
Amen to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about? I don't know much about baseball, but the headline was Angel Hernandez retires from baseball. He's
Oh
an
my.
umpire. Everybody doesn't. Nobody likes him or something.
Oh my goodness, he's the worst umpire, Angel Hernandez. The worst umpire on the planet. He's been doing it for 3 decades. You'd like to think that if you're good at your job, you keep your job and you get promoted, etc. And if you're not good at your job, you're going to get like written up and written out. How this guy has kept a job for 3 decades, I don't know. He is historically known for being horrific. Last year, because they rate umpires. Umpires have
Strike zone
playoffs
or
too.
what?
What's that?
His strike zone or
Oh,
what?
that's a huge part of it. Calling balls and strikes. I mean, if you just want some pure entertainment for 10 minutes and just want to kill 10 minutes, just YouTube Angel Hernandez balls and strikes and just watch every clip. They are phenomenally horrific. He is so bad. Last year, he was rated the worst umpire in baseball because they rate them, they get rated
Oh,
because they have playoffs too. Because
Right.
obviously, not all the umpires can umpire in the playoffs. He hasn't umpired a World Series game in 2 decades. That's how bad. I mean, he's just terrible. So, no, this is very good news if you're a baseball fan that Angel Hernandez. Oh, I'm so happy that
Steve
somebody else knows who that is. Because if you follow anything about baseball at all, you know Angel Hernandez. He's the worst. So that's positive on Positive Tuesday. He's gone.
he's gone.
Oh, he's so terrible. Tomorrow
Great
says
Bill.
Ant is he's only 22. Man, that's ridiculous. 22 years old. Yes, Steve, he's absolutely the worst. Not Ant, not Anthony Edwards. I'll tell you how I feel, Mike. The guy's terrible. I mean, just so bad. How has he had a job for this long? All right. Also, what's that?
But I should tell Schaefer that Ben can only keep up with the slow sports. Like he can't keep up to hockey. That's why he doesn't understand it.
That is
right?
true. I never know where the puck is. Ever. Like, who has the puck?
You can keep up to baseball.
No, they need to put like a little shadow on it or a little halo above it for TV watchers so I know where the puck is.
Make it red instead of black, right?
And they need like a 2-pointer. That's the problem with hockey. There's only one way to get a goal and you only get 1 point. Like there is no build-up or anticipation. In baseball, you could get a 2-run homer, a grand slam. There's 4 runs in 1 swing. 3-point shot in the NBA. Hockey doesn't have anything.
The Rangers won 2 games in overtime. There's nothing more exciting than that.
I'll make a compelling argument that there are many more things more exciting than that. Here's a headline: NCAA Power 5 agreed to deal that will let schools pay players. What do you think about that? We've talked about NIL, and that's bad potentially, or the transfer portal, both at the same time. Maybe not good for at least specifically college football. What are your thoughts about paying players?
I think that's a good thing. I think these schools are making a lot of money off these kids, and I think they deserve to be.
Agreed.
No, I think they're getting full tuition and they're getting a lot of stuff. So I think it's got to be worked out. We've got to put a number on all that then that they get. They can't just keep getting, but it's got to be based on percentages. I mean, these Alabama players Alabama's making millions off of them, but you also can't pay too much, pay the players too much, and then the school suffers, because it takes money to make money, and these schools got to transport these kids, and it's not cheap to fly Alabama football team across the country, I would guess.
Or their volleyball team, or track team, right. It's not just football; it's all of their sports.
And football carries a lot of expenses for that. I mean, they make a lot of money, but when you fit 80,000 people in a stadium, you can make some money.
You can make some money.
So it's got to be fair and equitable, and
Yeah.
I think that's what they need to make sure. You got to put a price on everything, and then kind of subtract from that. That'd be my suggestion, but I'm not anybody, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But I'm glad we're getting it.
I'm not too well versed in it. I know some basic information about it. I think a judge still has to approve all of this stuff, so we'll kind of wait to see what that looks like. But yeah, they have to do something because the NIL then mixed with the transfer portal. I mean,
They
it
need to
solves
fix
one
that.
problem, but it created 3 other problems.
Right.
So that's not necessarily good. It's kind of like people that wanted $15 minimum wage. Sure, it'll solve one problem. It's going to create 3 others. And I think we now see some of those issues that it's been creating. I mean, basically the boosters, you're just being able to go to the schools that have the most money, and they're hiring the kind of like hiring, but it's like hiring the guns of the old west, right? And like that's not good.
WIA has that problem with high school basketball. I mean, when you have these private schools always winning the state championships, the WIA has to do something like that. But you're right. Transfer portal is ruining college. I mean, the NIL, I could probably agree a little bit, but you shouldn't be able to transfer unless your coach changes. That end of story. You don't like it.
Steve has yeah, Steve, I didn't even thought about that. We're going to go south. I mean, basically, we're just turning this into the NFL minor leagues at this point, right? Here we have a question here from Renee. Say, Fitzy, should people walk and bike with traffic or against the traffic? When I was young, it was against the traffic. Did this change?
You should walk against traffic. When you bike ride, you have to follow the old road laws. So, bicycle, you should ride with traffic. You should follow all the rules of a car when you bicycle, but when you walk, I always tell people to walk against traffic.
Walk against traffic.
Right. And I would put your flashlight on your phone. You have your phone here and you put your flashlight on. I think you should do that, and then you should.
Not a bad idea.
Right. Then people see that little blip. I mean, it's little, but it's good to have, especially early in the morning or late at night. Sure. Or wear a reflective vest, obviously.
Sure. What about riding a lawnmower? It's a good question. It's a good question.
I don't know. Well, you technically you can't ride it in the roadway because it's not a low vehicle, so you'd have to ride on the side of the road, and you should probably ride with traffic.
What if you're on a riding lawnmower on your own property with an open container? Is that illegal? You're on your own property, but it's got an engine.
No, open containers are, well, but the Barron County's open container law is weak. And so you can walk to your mailbox and walk to your neighbors with an open container. So slow moving vehicle sign, yes, open containers are legal, including in your ATV.
Oh, that's right. That's so weird.
We've talked about that before, and ATVs and UTVs and things like that. So, you had a serious crash up in Washburn County with a UTV this weekend. So,
did we? Wouldn't know.
Yeah, you had a bad one. We were up there and helped with it. Our rec guy was working with our DNR, and they were up there. It was right at 253 and 53, I believe it was. So, and that was I got it off the internet, so I knew where it was. So, and now I got this thing going off again.
Well, we can all hear it, so hopefully it's not.
I know. It's kind of neat. I mean, it's going to be.
I'm loving it already. Yeah, so clearly we don't have a whole lot to talk about today, so we're just kind of rambling on. But we do have a couple things we want to get to. We'll do that in 15 seconds after a word from Spooner Health.
Spooner Health, compassion is at the center of everything we do. It's rooted in who we are and why we're here. It unites us as providers, neighbors, and as a community. Learn more at spoonerhealth.com.
I love that I'm getting updates from law enforcement regarding Washburn County events from the Barron County Sheriff.
Well,
it's fantastic.
I'm sure there was a press release coming on. I don't think. I think investigating it. I mean, it was a bad one. It was. Well,
that's too bad.
It's tough to wonder. So,
and you do have some of those. You had a lot going on down in Barron County this weekend. But first, I do want to say thank you, everyone, for that went out to the Pig Roast fundraiser. I put on an update yesterday that it was a record amount that they raised, $2,700. I called my brother this morning and asked him some basic info. So Matt was the one. So it's a part of Spooner Chamber. But Matt, who just had his birthday
yesterday.
Yes, or 2 days yesterday. Yeah, happy birthday, Matt. They raised $2,700. And remember, this money goes towards and helps out significantly for the fireworks show and the street dance to keep those free. Not just for Shellick residents, but anywhere that goes. They had They bought a pig from Sawyer Creek Cattle Company donated a pig. It was of 161 pounds, but that included like head and stuff. They had to cut it out. Ugh, gross. But since they ran out so early last year, they got an extra 40 pounds of pork as well. So I don't know what that came to, probably a little over 100 pounds. Chuck Brown from Brown Construction in Spooner was the one that the night before, so it started at 11 o'clock on Saturday, but Friday night at 7 o'clock, he had the what's the thing, the grill thing? What's that called?
The roaster.
The roaster. Yeah, well, I don't know what that's called. But the thing with the pig is in. He had to, from 7 o'clock the night before, and he had to sit there and monitor it and get it, all night long. Not like, okay, I'll go check on it, go home for a couple hours, take a nap, come back. He sat there all night long. And he volunteered his time.
That's good.
And
that's
Sawyer Creek donated.
Really well done. It was well done. Well put together.
The tent was donated by Celebrations Event and Party Rentals. They donated that so people could sit underneath and away from the sun. Matt is just, no kidding, Matt, to my brother. He does more for that city than a lot of people do for their cities. He really does, and he cares so much. And he donated all his time. We had volunteers there. My sister was there.
His family, your dad, your mom. So
yeah. Tamara says, I was just going to mention the fundraiser. What a great result. Christina sent me the invite, and we had 20 parties. Okay. Had the best time with Matt Christina. Yeah. Sorry you weren't able to be there this year. You can still donate, by the way.
That's right.
But no kidding. That was a great event. Absolutely great event. It was nice to see Mike Schaefer there.
Big fireworks. They have a good street dance, which is free. You don't unheard of to have street dances free. You look at, Aquafest is coming up, Camarama's coming up. Now festival season starts, but it costs a lot of money to go to these. But a lot of sponsors, a lot of people put on these events, so it's a good thing to support your community and support these nonprofits. So thanks to Matt and everybody that went up there and volunteered. It was, again, well done. I stopped up there and did it.
Spit, that's what it is. A spit. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
The thing.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, so when I saw you there on Saturday, you had mentioned that, so far it's been an eventful weekend, but we didn't get into it. I said, hey, bring that up on the show on Tuesday. So what?
Lots of calls. I mean, Friday night we were up to already 2 OWIs, and I don't have our total for the weekend. I just haven't had time to put that together yet. Sure. And we were at 130 calls with 3 hours to go yet, and we normally average about 80 calls. So Friday night was huge. Traffic was horrendous. Saturday afternoon, after I left you, our guys ended up having some time to do some traffic enforcement. Ended up getting a car at 113 miles an hour and a 55.
What?
92 miles an hour and a 55, and 6 more people over 80 miles an hour on Highway 63.
Now, are those typically out of staters?
They were all out of staters. I did confirm that. 113 and a 55. No, I'm not 53. You could do that, and you can never do it safely, but that it's possible on a straightaway road with 2 lanes of traffic. But how do you do a 1-lane road at 100? I mean, and it's that much traffic. So there's a passing lane on Highway 63. This is between Cumberland and Barron. So shocking that they were all out of state. Yeah, I know.
Well, I kind of assumed, but I didn't want to without actually knowing. It just sounds like I don't think a lot of
way.
Locals on a weekend are going to be doing 113 just because it's a holiday weekend. That doesn't sound like.
And that's a rarity, 113, but that was a lot. I mean, and 90, but over 80. I mean, over 80 is still a lot. I mean, and then just in over a 3-hour time frame, a couple of them were out there and were able to do that because there was no calls. And then we just, that's a lot of.
That blows my mind. I can't imagine going that fast. Well, first of all, like my old Jeep, it couldn't even go that fast. But I can't imagine going that fast and thinking that I'm going to just not get away with it. I mean, you realize it's a holiday weekend. There's going to be a lot of traffic enforcement. I mean, just use your brain. Like, you're not going to be able to get away with that.
Our squads don't even go that fast, and we're going to emergency calls with emergency lights and sirens on them, and we don't do 113 because that's dangerous. I'm not saying our squads do 100. But we're very careful. We're trained in that. But having just to do 113 because I want to get to my cabin or I want to get somewhere from point A to point B doesn't make any sense to me at all. Or even 90. That's still 40 miles over the speed limit. 40, that's still it's time to, that's really
You loosen
fast.
up your schedule a little bit.
Yeah,
Really
they'll lose
fast.
their license and they'll lose.
Do you lose your license for going that fast? Or I've
Well,
never had a speeding ticket in my life, so I don't know how. I can't remember how it works.
they will lose their license. Now, I don't know how it works. I'd have to think. They lose their Wisconsin license. I don't know that they lose their Minnesota license. So
Well, you don't have two licenses. What are you talking about?
Well, you don't, but you're revoked in Wisconsin. I don't know what Minnesota does. So he won't be able to drive in Wisconsin. He'll be revoked. I think they are reciprocal. I don't know the answer to that question. I think they are.
Interesting.
I think you would lose your license.
Becky would like to know, curious if more male speed versus females. I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to say more men speed at higher numbers, like 20 and over. I would say is more men. I'm just guessing here. But in terms of just average speeding, I don't know the answer to that. I still would say men, but I have nothing to back that up on.
I'll ask the guy that did it. He works tomorrow, I think.
All right.
I'll just ask him, and maybe I'll have that for next week. If I see him and I remember to ask him that.
Did you ever find out why that group of ladies was called what they were called? What was it? That you went and...
the fortnightly?
Yeah.
No,
shoot, I forgot.
I didn't. Fortnightly, yeah, I don't know. They're having a meeting today, but I'm not going.
All right. So what else happened this weekend? I mean, it sounds like a lot of speeders, and that was just on the weekend or on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, Friday we couldn't even do it. We were so busy, and there's so many cars. The traffic yesterday was a lot. We didn't catch any major speeders that I know of.
You can't speed when everyone's going 20 miles an hour.
It was backed up pretty far in Cumberland, I was told. So I saw some posts. We had a SWAT call on Sunday morning early at about 4 a.m. We got called. A couple intoxicated people were shooting a gun at each other. I'm not sure of the whole story, but it wasn't good. No one got injured. Everybody was caught. Everybody's in jail. And the good guys are home safe. That's all that matters. But it was tense for a little bit there, I would say. When our patrol first arrived on scene before SWAT was there, still some gunfire was going off when our patrol was there. So it's a little bit got a little hairy for a little bit there. But again, the good guys are home safe and
nobody got hurt.
Jail. No, there'll be some charges coming, I would assume today, although the jail roster was pretty big because there was no court yesterday, obviously. So
we have a question from Heather. Heard about a crazy with a gun in Ridgeland yesterday. Any truth to that? Where's Ridgeland?
Ridgeland is south of our county. It's actually in Dunn County, so I can't.
Got it.
Our patrol was there. I was understanding that there was a gun call in Ridgeland also. I heard there was a gun call somewhere else too. Eau Claire had a couple gun calls this weekend. So again, I didn't like all the gun calls all weekend. I mean, so Eau Claire had an officer-involved incident where officer fired a weapon. I don't know if they hit anybody. I think officers were fired at, if I recall. From the news story. Again, my information is coming from the media, so I don't recall that one off the top. But lots of gun calls, lots of traffic, lots of calls. Nothing major. I mean, I think Washburn's got a major accident up there. I think Eau Claire had a something. We didn't have any. I would say we were very busy all weekend. But I don't know that there's a lot of, I don't press release wise. Our SWAT team is called out. I usually send a press release out on that. I'm waiting for our detective meeting after this. After this show, we'll have a detective meeting. I'll get some more details on that because our detectives were at that scene. So, other than that, it was just a very, very busy weekend. I mean, lots of phone calls, lots of monitoring, making sure everybody had what they need. And again, people, I mean, it's tough to find people on a holiday weekend. A lot of people make plans when you're not working. You make plans to go do things. And so we were a little short with some people, but we got through it all. And our guys and gals did a wonderful job of keeping everybody safe. Our dispatch was super busy. So hats off to our dispatchers for keeping everybody getting the help they needed. So
I was a little surprised not getting usually over the weekend. So Mondays, we don't really know how the day is going to go. But I usually am making sure that I'm around my computer because over the weekend, oftentimes law enforcement won't put out a press release on the weekend. If it's big enough that they will, certainly. But a lot of times it'll be on Monday mornings, late mornings. And I didn't get one from you yesterday. I'm like, okay, it sounds like it was busy based on when I saw you on Saturday,
Right.
but not
But that was
press-worthy.
yesterday.
Right.
I didn't work yesterday either, so it was nice. It was a good day. I didn't work yesterday. Took the day off, relaxed, and yeah. So not like me. What the heck? No.
Yeah, I was just going to say, well, usually you love this stuff.
Yeah, I know. I did. I worked a lot this weekend, or at least took a lot of phone calls. I didn't work a lot. Obviously, when you get woke up at 4 a.m., it takes you a while to get back to bed, and I never did get back to bed. It's just, oh, well. But you're not prepped to, I stayed up till, 11 o'clock, something a little bit later on Saturday night because I think, it was nice out. We were just relaxing. But, yeah.
So doing, I'm sure you do like after action reports, and maybe not like for the whole weekend, but if knowing what you know now, would you have maybe not allowed some people off and made sure you had extra coverage on, or was like, no, we had the appropriate amount of coverage. It just was a little busier than we thought. That happens. Or would you have, maybe we should have had one or two on. Extra.
We should have had I would have put an extra dispatcher on, at least on Friday. And we did talk about that this morning. So, and we're short in dispatch right now. We're hiring people and they're in training. So if we're next year and we're fully staffed, we would have had a third dispatcher on automatically. We're pushing our limits with our minimum staffing, and sometimes you get pushed to the limit. And so we got pushed to our limit this weekend. And we probably should have added some people. And next year, if we're not fully staffed, we're going to do that. We're already prepping. Obviously, the last couple of weekends have been super busy. I mean, you've seen some press releases, and I'm telling you, it's been super busy. We are working if our summers continue like this, at upping our staffing already for the weekends. At least maybe that Friday and or Saturday or one of the two. We're going to, I think, put some, not mandatory, we're not going to force anyone in, but if someone wants to work some overtime, we're going to put some extra people on. I hate forcing people in on their weekends off. It's just, that's their weekend off. I mean, we need to decompress from some of this stuff, but at some time we also have to have coverage. So, I mean, some people are getting forced, and we have 3 people going to training tomorrow and the next day. When we have some shifts, we're forcing some people into work to get just even stay at that minimum. Now, the weekdays are a little easier some days than the weekends, but right now it's technically summer. So with kids off of school, we have a lot. There's graduation parties. It's Camarama this weekend. The dairy breakfast. I'll be flipping pancakes on Saturday. We run in the race, the Haley's Comet race in Cameron. I'll run the half mile with the kids. So
when you say run,
I come in with the last kid. So hopefully the last kid is like 3 and we can make it together. And I get a ride to the half mile. They run a mile. I start at the half mile and I move the cone as we go. So the last kid. So I always finish last at the Haley's Comet. So the kid doesn't finish last. So
that's weird, but that's so awesome.
How I give back to the community. I always want to finish last. But some of these kids, they get this burst of energy. I'm like, hey, we've been walking a half mile. Let's just slow her down a little bit. No, it's awesome.
You're done. Slow down.
So, no, we have a blast. Saturday's a great day. Hope the weather's perfect. Dirk, let me know what Saturday looks like. So you're right, Dirk. We haven't had a lot of severe weather. I don't need any severe weather right now. We're busy enough. So,
yeah. Larry says, thanks to Cedar Lake Township for opening up a can of worms with the 4-wheelers. Dirt bikes tearing. Nice. That's a clever way of getting around.
Dirt bikes can't. So, and Cedar Lake, we haven't had any problems with 4-wheelers. So I know some people don't like them, but having 4-wheelers on our roadways has made it somewhat safer. Any of our accidents we've had over the last year and a half that we've opened up the roads have been on the trail system, not on the roadway. So I'm not saying they can't happen, but our people on the roadways. But I agree with Larry. Dirt bikes are the problem. Call our dispatch center to report those dirt bikes because they can't be on some of our trail systems.
I didn't know that.
No.
Why not?
Because dirt bikes they're not licensed vehicles. So you got to be licensed to be on our trails because now ATVs have to be licensed. 4-wheelers have to have them license plates on them, but dirt bikes don't have that. So that's why dirt bikes can't be on them. So.
Yeah, a lot of speeding, Amanda. Holy cow.
Somebody said it. raining in Cumberland right now. Pouring rain in Cumberland right now.
Pouring rain at Cumberland. Yeah. Jeepers. Oh,
So
Ryan from
I need-
Professional Exteriors, his car's been, whatever.
Yeah.
You tell that to the officer when he pulls you over, buddy. See how that goes for you. Report back to us.
That's right. So no, it was otherwise not. I don't think. But the busy weekend, again, it's Camerama this weekend. It's the start of Aquafest. There's no music, but there's some Aquafest events. There's a kids fishing derby on Saturday, put on the Rice Lake Men's Club, which is really a neat event with the Rice Lake Library. Like I said, Camerama. So there'll be a car show on Saturday or Sunday that we'll be part of. We'll be part of the parade on Sunday. We'll be part of Camerama if they need any help. We'll be part of the dairy breakfast. We'll be part of the running race. I got a meeting on Sunday, 2 meetings on Sunday, actually, for 2 nonprofits. One is a Sunday night meeting. It's a youth hunt. They have to meet Sunday night, so I'll be going to that. And Saturday afternoon, there's a group that meets over at the Wolf's Den. It's a bunch of campers, and there's 100 and some campers, and they wanted to give back to the community. They only camp here on the weekends or, on the weekdays and the summer. But all of those people have got together and created a nonprofit to give back to the community. So a lot of them live outside the area and they come here on the weekends, but they wanted to give back to this area. So they created a nonprofit group, and I want to thank them. They donated a lot of money, and they happen to have a meeting on Sunday at the Wolf's Den, who's got live music. They do a lot of cool things out at the Wolf's Den. It's just outside of Cameron. They have live music right on the water. It's pretty neat. If you're looking for something to do on the weekend, head out to the Wolf's Den. And again, these are the businesses that support us, and that's why I want to support them, just like Matt does for all the businesses in Shell Lake, and the guys from Sawyer Creek Farm came out and ate. They came out and brought out their whole family.
Yeah.
They were there.
Yeah.
We were there.
They donated a pig and came out and donated money to the. Seriously,
they donated
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Your pig, you don't have to donate. No, we want to give back to the community. That's what people do, and that's what's cool.
I did too. We donated their advertising for the event. And then we also went and, of course, donated for our family as well, because that's what it is, man.
No, it is. And that's how you make
If you can, of course, if you're in a financial position to be able to do so, then strongly encourage you to do so. And it doesn't be for everything. Just find something you're passionate about, which Shell Lake Fireworks Show is amazing. And it's getting better and better every year. And it's free. In a street, it's free. That's ridiculous. Why wouldn't I want to support that?
Right. And it's always on the 3rd, which I think is cool because everybody's so busy on the 4th. Yeah. And I think, it's just the most beautiful spot to have fireworks too.
It is.
You can sit on the grass, you can sit on the beach, you can sit anywhere, you can see it from everywhere.
I love it.
It's great.
It's a lot of fun. All right. What else do you have coming up this week? It sounds like you have this is like your favorite time of the year outside of the, all the bad stuff that are happening or the law enforcement aspect. But from a sheriff's from your role as the sheriff and as a politician, as an elected official, this is one of your favorite times. Kicks off like the favorite time of your year is starting around Memorial because of all of these things you get to go to. For people who maybe don't watch the show very often, explain why do you love this time of the year?
Well, you get to see a lot of people. Everybody's out and about, and there's so many people doing cool things. That's what's, like I said, this nonprofit out at Wolf's Den. Those people don't have to come back and give money here. They're here on the weekends. They're supporting our businesses. They're supporting our nonprofits now. They're supporting, they supported Shop at the Cop. I just want to go out there and thank them for what they did, because a lot of people don't go out and give thanks. A lot of people send a letter, but when you drive out at their meeting, they're having a meeting. I saw it on Facebook. They're having a meeting. I'm going to stop out there and say, hey, thank you for what you're doing. I'm going to run to the parade. I'm going to run out there, stop in, say hi, say thank you for giving back to the community. You guys don't have to do this, but thank you for doing it. You're making a difference. This is where your money's going. I want to show people that's where their money's going. I want to be out there in the community so I can learn about what's going on, where the speeders are, where's the drugs, where's the this. That's where you get to talk to a lot of people. And it's fun. People are in a good mood. They're social. Cops are people too. We get to see them in the social thing. Just because you're drinking a beer and I'm not doesn't mean we can't talk to each other at these festivals. I always spend time both at Camerama, Aquafest, Rutabaga, you name it. We're at these festivals. We're there to keep the peace, but we're there to have fun too. We like to listen to music and talk to people. That's what's the best about these festivals. That's what was great about Sunday. We talked to a lot of people, or Saturday up in Shell Lake. Yeah. Just sat around and talked to people. So
you can do email communication all day and even on the phone. But there's just nothing replaces just face-to-face conversation.
100%. So, and that's what I like to do, and that's why I like this time of the year. It's busy. I invest a lot of time, but in the return, a lot of people support our Barron County Sheriff's Department, and that's what I like to give back to.
Tomorrow, I had a question here. Minong to Spooner had to pass 2 UTVs on 53. They were cruising on the highway, but I was shocked to have to pass them. Is that legal for them? I don't think so. No.
You can't run on numbered roads. That's a good way to look at it. So like 48, 63, only at 48 in the city of Cumberland is legal because the speed is low.
Sure.
But you can't run on Highway 8. You can't run on, you can't go from Barron to Turtle Lake on Highway 8. You can't do that. You can ride in Barron, but you can't ride on numbered roads.
Yeah, that's a good way to remember it. Amanda, a reminder of that drug tip line number.
537 meth is pretty easy. 537 METH. Call in your tips. We're going to launch a new tip line. We haven't got to it yet because we had an issue with it. I was going to launch it last week, but I got an issue with that, so I don't want to launch it quite yet because I can't retrieve the tips out of them as fast as I want to, and they need to go other places. So I'm working on a new tip line for us. We're working on new technology. That's the goals are our new radio project, our new geo project. We're continuing on. So,
all right.
So Dirk, I need to know what the weather is on Saturday.
Yeah. Is there an email tip line?
There is not right now. There will be shortly. So we're working on a text-to-tip line. We had a text-to-tip line, and I've gotten rid of it. So because it didn't work as well, we're putting on a new tip line system very shortly.
Part 1, Dirk Miller, weather forecast, our official weatherman. Today, showers and a possible thunderstorm. Highs in the 60s. Coolest day of the week will be today. Hey.
Perfect.
All right. He's like holding us in suspense for part 2. He's not put.
So I hope everybody comes out Saturday to the dairy breakfast. The best pancake flipper right here, not Jeff French, our county.
Jeff French. I know every year you guys do that. Part 2, lots of sun tomorrow and Thursday. No showers or storms. What?
Woo!
Highs in the middle 60s and 70s. Friday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs in the low 70s. So it looks like the next 2 days are going to be great. Friday, maybe some thunderstorms. And then the weekend, here you go, Fitzy. The weekend won't be a total washout, but there is a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Temps in the mid-70s to around 80 by Sunday. So there's a chance, but, that's fine. As long as it's not like, it's going to rain all day Saturday.
So it's just outside Rice Lake on 19th. It's at the Broker Farm. The dairy breakfast is, everybody can get out to the Broker Farm and have the Barron County Dairy Breakfast. It's a great time. And again, that is a goodwill offering. So
I love dairy breakfasts. Absolutely love dairy breakfasts.
Yep, and you'll get the best pancakes right here. So
in your line. So for people who don't remember, you have a line, and then you always have like a competition,
right?
Kind of ish. Specifically, Jeff French, and who is Jeff French for people who don't know?
He's our county administrator. He thinks he knows how to flip pancakes, but
it's an art, man. It's an art.
It's an art. That's right. So
your pancakes have a lot more love in them because of how you flip them. There's just more love.
That's right. So I'll get the best grill. Don't worry. I'll be there bright and early. I start at 5:30 a.m. Saturday.
You're there at 5:30?
You bet. We start flipping at 5:45.
For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm DrydenWire founder Ben Dryden, and you've been watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience as locally owned and operated business, provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Give them a call today, see what they can do for you. The number's right there on the screen. Tomorrow said it's all in the flip. It is. It's absolutely all in the flip.
There you go. See you
today. Be there Saturday. I think I won't be there Saturday. I have to go over to the Twin Cities, my niece's graduation party, so I won't be able to be there on Saturday. But hey, we'll be back next Tuesday for another exciting episode of Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy. So until then, thank you for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.